Welcome to another episode on our channel. This is probably going to be a bit boring, but essential to what we talked about last time, which is a giveaway process. We've been wanting to do this for the longest time, and we've done enough research now where we think we know what we're doing, right? So I'm just going to go through very quickly, and we'll put it in the description, everything we talked about, and then some. But YouTube policies and guidelines. Number one, you have to know that we're responsible for the giveaway. YouTube is not responsible for it. We are. All right. So that's on the table. We're responsible for it. You know, our responsibilities are making sure that we comply with YouTube policies and guidelines, state, federal laws, US sanctions, that sort of thing. So we've done our due diligence to do some research, and we think we have a full grasp of our obligations. The one thing that you may or may not know is if you're from a country where there are US sanctions, you may not be likely or not eligible to enter the contest. So I'm going to provide you a link, but there are other links out there you should consult just to make sure that you have the most up-to-date link. And do not enter the contest if you're in a jurisdiction, region, country where you're not supposed to accept anything from the US, okay? Because that, you know, the contest is open to everyone, so to speak. We have some rules, but limits. But you know, your entry is going to be void if it's prohibited or restricted. So, and that's one way for it to be prohibited or restricted. So that's important to know. Another thing you need to know is that we can't violate any third party policy or privacy or rights, I should say. So we can't violate copyright, trademarks, patents, designs, that sort of thing. So we have to have permission. If we use, like, he does a custom mini bench and he used some plans, maybe he made some modifications. It's still a good idea for him to get permission from the person who made the plans to be able to give something away, even if it's a number of significant modifications. It's still a good idea to do that.
It's basically, we're talking about intellectual property rights, and those vary at the whim of the originator.
Yeah.
And rightly so.
Yeah. So intellectual rights, what YouTube calls third-party rights, we have to make sure we pay attention to that. And so we're definitely going to pay attention to that. So that's the third thing. Fourth thing is that once it says you cannot give the viewer, or you cannot ask the viewer to give all rights for or transfer the ownership of their entry to you, meaning us, which basically means that once we send it to you, it's yours. We can't ask for it back. That would be totally inappropriate according to YouTube guidelines and policies. But one thing you should keep in mind, we're going to be paying not only for the item and shipping and handling, but we can't cover import duties or any taxes related to your country. Okay.
Those are these European Union have, I think it's called the VAT tax, value added tax. That's, sorry, but that's yours.
We can't cover that.
No.
And if you have any indication that that's going to create a hardship, do not enter this contest, this giveaway thing, because we don't want to create stress in your life. Yeah, getting something free is kind of something good, but it may not be totally free because of your country, not because of us, but because of your country. So, or your area, the area in which you live. So you have to keep that in mind. Okay. So that's another policy guideline from YouTube. Another one is that the contest is, or the giveaway, I should call it a giveaway process, because it's
these little terms,
little words,
contests, sweepstakes, giveaways, these are all legal terminology, and each and every one of them
could have different rules.
Is a minefield. That's the reason it's taken us so long to
figure it all out. We're not attorneys. Yeah, so we're calling it giveaway process, and it's free to enter. All right, and there are only a couple of areas that are prohibited according to our rules anyway. And so it's free basically almost to everyone, but you have to be 18 years of age or older, and you can't be from one of these sanctioned countries, period, jurisdictions. We can't break the law in complying with the contest rules. So that's important to keep in mind. So free to enter, there's no purchase needed to be eligible to enter. If
you're not already a subscriber, you don't even have to subscribe or give us a thumbs
there's
up.
Nothing. If you're just a watcher or a subscriber, it doesn't matter which one you are. We can't make you do anything. We can't give you special consideration.
Them's the rules.
And special consideration also goes to, you can only enter once. You can't enter 10,000 times. It's a level.
You can't spam the system.
Playing field.
Yeah.
We'll only count the first entry. So yeah. So it's free within limitations, right? Age 18 or older, not from a sanctioned country, only one entry per person. All right. So those are the things to keep in mind. And you need to check your state law and so forth, just to make sure that you're not breaking any laws, because we can't.
That's your responsibility.
We can't be liable for that. So that's another thing that's very important. Okay. Again, don't enter more than once. 2 or more, we've got to throw out the 2 or more part. The once we can keep. All right. I mean, if you keep doing it, you do it 200 times, we'll probably just eliminate you from the contest.
Yeah.
So please don't make us do that. Okay. All right. Just don't go there. Okay. And the other thing that we have to let you know is that YouTube is not endorsing this contest. It's not supporting this contest. It's not liable for this contest.
No, it's not a contest.
It's not a contest.
It's a giveaway.
This giveaway process.
This is a minefield.
All right.
The verbiage that we use is important.
Yeah. Okay. So it's good that he's here to remind me of that. But again, YouTube is not affiliated with the giveaway process. Not affiliated with the
thing we're wanting to do.
The thing we're wanting to do. Yeah, they're not affiliated. They're not supporting it. They're not sponsoring it. They're not endorsing it. On and on the list goes. They are free from liability in terms of this process. That's important to remember.
Full stop.
Okay. Period. Okay. Good. So now we have some rules, and we've been encouraged to kind of outline the rules as part of this giveaway process. So the rules, you need to look at two websites, and I will supply that in the description along with all the stuff we just went over.
Yeah. So rule number 1, look at all the rules.
Look at all the rules, right? You have to consult YouTube's policies and guidelines, and the link will be supplied, right? You also have to consult terms of service with YouTube. The link will be supplied. That's important to do. You can't, enter the contest and say, well, I didn't know about that. You should consult this stuff, okay? We have to provide a stated goal. So we've been on YouTube, how long?
15 months.
15 months.
At the end of this month, it'll be 15 months.
So we've been on for a while, and this is just our way of saying thank you. We've been wanting to do this for a long time, but we just got around to figuring it all out. So this is our way of saying thank you. We love the community. We love being here. And thank you. So I can't keep saying anything else. It's just thank you, thank you, thank you. We started out just wanting to document our collection, and it turned into a community.
Yeah, that worked out real well, didn't it?
But no, it was great.
No, it did. But the thing is, it threw fertilizer on our collection, and
well, it did, but it because I fell in love with customizing so much. That's part of the problem, right? But it's part of the joy too. I mean, it really is. It's for me, it's a nice distraction from work. So
absolutely.
It's
therapeutic even.
It's good. It's very therapeutic. For entering the giveaway process, what you need to do is during an episode, and usually somewhere during the episode, it'll be a nice place to say, hey, the contest is beginning right now at this time on this day, and will end in 2 weeks. It'll either go that distance in terms of time frame, that duration, or we'll stop after 10,000 names. And I hope we don't have, there's a part of me that does, but not the part of me that doesn't want it.
It would be a problem, but
keeping track of all of
it would be a healthy problem. I'm going, if that does.
It's his job then.
I'm going to have some sleepless nights keeping up 10,000 names over a 2-week period.
Yeah. Yeah. And the way we're going to keep track of the names. Okay. So basically, if there's an N of, let's say we go the full 10,000. Okay. There's an N of 10,000, a total target population of 10,000. Okay. There are statistical programs where you can say 10,000, what's the random number that you pull out of the hat? And it's 323. And so we go and we find who's 323 on this list, and that's the person who wins the prize. All right. So it's that simple. It's just a random,
utterly, totally,
number.
Legitimately, statistically random.
Very random. Now, how are we going to keep track of the numbers? And my husband and I were talking about this, and I had my 2 cents, he had his 2 cents. But the way it makes sense to me is that when we open a 2-week period up in a particular episode, and it starts on that day. When you make a comment regarding that episode and you want to enter the contest, for the comment section, just put in capital letters enter or entry. One word, that's it.
If you want to say something else, it's fine, but start a different comment.
Yeah, do 2 different comments. But entry, capital letters will be easy for us to see you're number 1. And this person's number 2 under this episode, number 3, so maybe there are 20 names in that first episode. Okay. And then we go to the second episode and we remind you the giveaway is open.
The thing.
It's open. And now another person does entry. So they're 21. But let's say in the first episode, 5 more people added their names. The first episode, the best way to do this is then the first episode becomes a list of, instead of 1 to 20, it's 1 to 25. Okay. So instead of you being 21 now, you're 26. All right. So we're just going to kind of make it sequential, basically. Per episode, the numbering will be until the time frame ends. Once it's done, then your number won't change, but likely your number will change as time goes on.
And the fact that it changes means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's still random.
Number 33 being chosen randomly is statistically the same as number 10,000. Mm-hmm. It just does not matter.
If there are 1,000 entries, you have 1 chance in 1,000 to get it. Yeah, now you may have a lucky number, but again, you can't count on the lucky number winning, right? So it's totally random. Your number is probably going to change, but it's nice if you can kind of keep your entries. It would be nice, just sequentially. It would be nice if 20 people applied in the first episode. If somebody else wanted to apply from that point on, don't do it in the first episode. Try to go to the second episode. The current episode.
I appreciate a courtesy.
That would be nice. You don't have to do that. That would be nice. Yeah. All right. But you don't have to do it, but that would be nice. That would kind of just prevent us from going back and reordering people, but we're going to probably be using an Excel sheet in case we do have to add some numbers, like 20 people signed up for the first episode and then 5 people added their names later. It's so much easier to add those 5 people in on an Excel sheet than having to retype all the names out.
Oh, no, you just add a column or a row underneath.
Exact with it. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't.
I use Excel. I use Excel all the time.
Back in the day when you did a dissertation that was on a typewriter and you made one.
Yeah. So, no, oh God. I learned on manual typewriters. I was going like, blah, blah, blah. And then when the electric typewriter came along, I was going like,
but if you had a multi-page document and you had to make an edit, then you had to type everything from the edit onward.
What my statistics professor in graduate school had to do when he did his dissertation. He did it on a manual typewriter. I'm sure if he was at page 300 and had to change, page 127 or something like, the way I would have done it, let's say there's a 3-page window that has to have some major changes. I would have tried to have done it, added words here and so forth. So I would have went from the page I started on to the page I needed to end on and not have to do everything else after that. Just 3 pages, that just try to. But anyway.
Anyway, we digress with ancient history.
Manual, electric typewriter.
You could have stopped at the end of the chapter.
Yes. Manual, and then the electric was heaven on earth. Then the computers came along. We had A drive, B drive, C drive. I don't even know what B was for, but
B was for the second floppy when you had 2 floppies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
because I only used 1 floppy at a time. But anyway, but then there was DIR for directory. That's all you need to know. A, C, and then the directory. And if you really wanted to get fancy, you could have DIR, the diagonal W. I think it was W. And that would show you all the files you had on that floppy all at one time. Yeah.
And then autosave.
Oh God, I could tell you when I was doing my dissertation one time. Oh God. I spent an entire day, 8 hours working on a dissertation. And I was working at a desk and at home and that sort of thing. And I leaned back to stretch. And as I did, my foot got caught in on the cord. And I accidentally pulled the cord out of the socket. And I went like, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, plug it back in quick. Maybe it'll stay. The data'll stay. Oh, it was all gone. 5 to 8 hours, all gone. Yeah,
anyway, we digress.
Yeah, that was depressing. Anyway, computers and now Excel. Yes, so that's a blessing.
You know the word processor called AmiPro. They know exactly what we're talking about. AmiPro. That's the word processor you were using.
Oh, back then?
Back then, that's what you did your dissertation on. AmiPro.
I have no idea what I was
Intel 386.
using. All I know is a PC, and then I fell in love with Macs, and on and on. Let's get.
Anyway, right.
Okay. No, that's pretty much it.
Okay. And then we can repeat ancient history.
Oh, privacy. Okay, so we can't collect private information. That's why we're only looking at your handle unless you win. If you win, we need your name, your address, that sort of thing.
And we won't sell the name of the winner or give it the name.
No, and we're not even going to list it.
For the doggone label.
Your name, your address, and your handle is enough to verify that the giveaway was legitimate. I think that's legitimate, right? Okay. And like I said, we're going to record from beginning to end. The entire process of showing you the item, once we know who the winner is, showing you the item, everything that was in the box, we'll get everything packed up, we'll get into the art box, we'll get into the mailer box, we'll get it into the shipping box. with appropriate packing
And into my pickup truck.
and I'll follow him around, keep my eyes on that package with my camera, my cell phone, and then him walking into the place where it's going to send it to you, him walking out with a receipt, and yeah, so we chain of custody. Maybe that's what they call it, right?
Yeah.
Chain of custody. We want to protect the chain of custody.
And again, did we mention this? The only reason we're opening the box, if it's a new item to begin with, is in the possible rare event that the item was sent to you damaged.
Damage. To us, damage.
Or sent to us damaged. We don't, I could send you FedEx from my FedEx account and let you deal with it. We don't want to do that. We want you to get a solid.
If we get it damaged, we're all the new stuff we're getting is coming from Sideshow, maybe with one exception. So normally they're good, but what if there's a big ding in it? We're going to send it back to them, get it replaced. Hopefully you wouldn't have asked for that item anyway, but we need to do that as soon as we get these items. And we'll show them here so you can actually literally see. I don't think, I don't have a bat pod, so I've never shown you a bat pod. So you'll get to see that. Now,
and you'll have to sign for the item too, because like I said, Christmas is, if we do it at Christmas, we don't want somebody. All kinds of videos out there on YouTube of porch pirates.
We've had a few.
We've had a few, yeah.
You opened the door. You opened the door once, and then the person. What did she say? She said,
"Looking for her nephew."
Yeah.
The guy might have cracked his jaw.
Yeah, and sometimes people will knock just to make sure nobody's there, and you kind of go like, and then they ask you, "Does so and so live here?" That's always a good cue.
I mean, our 85-pound Rottweiler sticks her head through the door, and that's basically the end of the conversation.
That's pretty much the end of it, isn't it?
Right, Sam?
She thought of it. Good guard dog she is. Okay. These prizes, we thought hard and long about them. We thought, okay, let's get a range of some neat things, and hopefully you'll like at least one of those things if you win, right? And we tend to, I guess, keep doing this as long as there's interest in doing this sort of thing. It may be that there is no interest. That's okay, too. I mean, but it's just our way of saying thank you. All right. I hope you've enjoyed what you've heard today.
You haven't seen anything.
Yeah, if you have, consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, have a great day.
Oh, darn, I didn't time that right.
Have a great... In the meantime, everyone, have a great... No, you seem... Okay, let's do it again. In the meantime, everyone, have a great day. Okay, except your wave wasn't... It was kind of one like this. Oh, right. It wasn't like...
Well, there was a delay on the monitor, so...
In the meantime, everyone, have a great... Oh, no, okay, Okay, guys. Listen, have a great one. We'll talk to you guys later.